Hey everybody, welcome back to Engadget's live coverage of CES 2021. I'm Senior Editor Devindra Hardawar, and today I'm chatting with Mike Fasulo, President of Sony Electronics. Hi Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Vendra. How are you?
Doing well, and I always love having a chance to chat with you, Mike, at every CES. And this one seems particularly exciting for Sony, even though we're all doing this virtually. You guys had a lot of big announcements, and I think the one that really struck me is the cognitive processor XR that you announced for the new TVs, for the Bravia XR TVs. Can you tell us what is Sony trying to accomplish with a cognitive processor?
Well, we're all about quality. We're all about lifelike. We're all about trying to portray the creator's intent and having the end user, customer, consumer, have a just wonderful experience, a lifelike experience. And the cognitive intelligent processor, which we call XR, does that in spades. I mean, it's the world's first. So it really does make you feel like you're there, like it's lifelike.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm wondering because I know Sony. One thing I've always liked about Sony TVs is you guys pay a lot of attention to image processing and how you actually display an
Yeah.
image. Can you tell me, like, how does this differ from the image processing Sony has been doing up until now? Right, the cognitive processor seems like it works a little differently, right?
Yeah, much more advanced. So, artificial intelligence, and we've been, our processors have been wonderful for years and decades. And we've got a database of content and database, of information that now with the cognitive intelligent processor, it acts a little bit differently than artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will take an element or individually multiple elements, contrast, color, etc., and piece them together. What the cognitive processor does, the intelligent processor does, is it does it simultaneously, and it's actually doing it not only for video but audio as well. And the intent is that it's trying to reproduce how your brain works from a point of view of visual experience. So it will determine, based on the content, where you likely are looking and where you likely are listening, and develop the processor actually brings the content to that exact space, and we do it in zones. We call it zones, but it really is immersive. It is, here's the downside of virtual. I always say seeing and hearing is believing, and in
Yeah.
this case, boy, is it believing. Quite immersive on the video side, but the audio side, as I said as well.
And I see some actually in your video background right now. I see some cool Sony products just chilling out. I see an Ibo that's sleeping a little. Does Sony have anything cool that you guys are announcing this year? We're going to talk back about the TVs in a bit, but it's always interesting to see like what Sony delivers at every CES. What else are you guys working on?
Everything we announce is cool. Come on.
Mhm.
Well, I took a risk, and for this interview, we announced this product yesterday as well. This is
Mhm.
our Wi-Fi enabled speaker, under $100, and
Mhm.
it actually it works also as a speakerphone. So I'm
Mhm.
doing this interview live. I just took it out of the box. Here
Uh-huh.
it is. I brought it out of the box, plug and play, and here we are communicating. But it's also a party and a speaker. So we call it extra bass, and you can daisy chain them, link them together, and really enjoy loud, heavy bass, exciting music. And maybe your generation. For my generation, while you're doing that, I picked these up, which are the world's leading noise canceling headphones.
Uh-huh.
So while you're playing crazy music, I'm doing this. Now, in all seriousness, these are our 1000 X Mark IV noise canceling headband headphones, which also world leading in noise canceling. And this
Mhm.
is the XB23, which is, again, I say Wi-Fi enabled speaker. We are announcing two other personal speakers around 360 reality audio that'll be
Mhm.
out in the spring. And if you think about today's environment, you can't go to a concert, right? So 360 reality audio kind of lets you bring the concert to you.
Yeah, and we've covered Sony's work on 360 reality audio over the past few years. Can you explain what that is and how that's different from the way people normally listen to music with maybe a set of stereo speakers?
Sure. So it's object based. So spherical space to think of. The artist has the ability in the studio to actually place the instruments and the vocals where they prefer in a kind
Hmm.
of live environment, right? So you just put on your Sony headphones or other brands headphones, hopefully Sony headphones, and you'll get the sound as if you were sitting in a room with 13 speakers around you. And it
Hmm.
gives the artist a lot of creative intent. So, they can mix and move sound the way they prefer, and then you can hear it that way just with a pair of headphones or a speaker. You don't need any
Hmm.
special devices to do that. See how
Yeah,
happy she
yeah.
is? But in
I
today's world,
and if you
you think about remote,
yep.
for the artists, it's a pretty remarkable technology, and we came up with a software that makes it actually easier for the recording studios to use it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Are we going to see more from 360 Reality Audio this year? I think you guys had just announced some new tracks. The speakers are coming out, and those are something I've seen in prototype for a while. I actually own an Amazon Echo Studio, which has 360 Reality Audio support. So I really enjoy that as a speaker. Yeah. What can people expect this year? Because it seems like we've been waiting for 360 Reality Audio to really launch in a big way.
Sure. So, we're committed as ever to audio. And,
Hmm.
whenever you and I talk, I always talk about customer choice, right? So, whatever makes you happy and enjoyable is what we want to deliver. In this case, it's really bringing you as close to that live event as possible. So, we've got over 4,000 tracks. We're working with, you mentioned Amazon, obviously, we're working with Amazon, Tidal, Deezer, Nugs. We've got this new software for the creators so that it's easier for them to drop a track in 360 Reality Audio. We're coming out with the two speakers in the spring. Our existing line of headphones is compatible. So, yeah, we're building it out more and more. And I think,
Hmm.
again, relative to everything at home,
Uh-huh.
it's quite timely, quite timely.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
for the kind of live concert music fanatic really wants to be in the center of the action application. We talked about the processor on the Bravia XR, but that also will upscale to 3D surround sound audio regardless of source. Right.
Hmm.
So audio, we believe, is critical to the experience, video and audio together.
Gotcha. And speaking of audio too, it does seem like the competition for Sony is kind of heating up. We finally saw Apple produce their own high-end, noise canceling headphones that are even more expensive than the 1000 XM4s. How is Sony thinking about the higher end too? Is there more you're planning to deliver on the headphone front? Because we're seeing these even more. I don't know if they're necessarily more capable, but certainly more expensive and more premium options coming around too.
Well, we have studio headphones as well.
Hmm.
We go, and you and I have had this conversation. We've taken the walls down between consumer, professional, and everything in between. So it's a matter of taste and expectation. But our studio monitor headphones are, superb, uh, high quality, premium, more professional oriented than consumer oriented, but no reason why consumers can't buy them either. I mean, I have a pair here in my home office. But
Hmm.
our 1000X Mark IV are just remarkable headphones. We lead in noise canceling. They're very comfortable. If you look at any of the reviews, you don't get ear fatigue. You can wear them for hours, and the sound quality is bar none, just superb. And
Hmm.
you said it, not me. They're reasonably priced,
Gotcha.
lightweight.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, let's move back to TVs because I do feel like there's a big trend I'm seeing this year too. You guys are talking a lot about 8K for bigger screens, and it seems like 8K is becoming more of a reality for the industry this year. We saw a couple other manufacturers announce a lot of news around that. TCL has a whole line coming out that's going to be 8K. How are you guys approaching that, and what's the value of 8K for consumers when the content isn't quite there yet?
Just as we've said in the past, we believe 8K, because of its capability of upconverting with larger screen, actually makes a difference. So, we believe 75-inch and above, you can see a visual difference with 4K upscale if you have an 8K television. But, we have a large broadcast and media business and production business as well as own studios. So we know workflow, and 8K is not the primary workflow for content creation.
Yeah.
4K is still building and doing wonderful, right? So here we are just a few years after the launch of 4K, which I personally think is phenomenal technology, and introducing 8K. But our perspective, for bigger screen direct view, 8K really can make a difference. In smaller screens, we kind of question it.
Yeah, most definitely. I guess, yeah, we're kind of actually wrapping for time soon because we have a full schedule of stuff to talk about. But I'm wondering broadly, Mike, right now during the pandemic, a lot of people are stuck at home. Our TVs, I think more than ever, are windows into the world and, ways to see other people and, look outside of our walls and everything. How is Sony thinking about that? As it's positioning all of its entertainment properties right now. You guys are talking about a new streaming service for high quality films, but also when you're thinking about TVs, how is Sony thinking about its role in a way to help make life easier for people while they're trapped at home?
Yeah, we want to make them as flexible as possible, and again, give the consumer choice. We talked about Bravia XR, but we also have Bravia Core, which you were alluding to. With Sony Pictures Entertainment, not only will you have access to stream classics, but also some of the top tentpole films as they come out will be made available to folks that buy our Bravia televisions. Additionally, IMAX enhanced. So, working with IMAX on enhanced content as well as our Netflix calibration mode, right? So we really do believe not only in high quality, but in choice and access. Through our Bravia Core offering, there's a term we use, Pure Stream. And Pure Stream allows you to deliver to your television, your Bravia television with XR, up to 80 megabits per second streaming, right? Which is UHD Blu-ray quality. Obviously you have to have a pipe to get it into your home. But you don't have to add any additional devices. It's already built into the system, and the delivery mechanism can bring it to you in really high quality. Obviously, we're on the Google platform, or not obviously, we are on the Google platform. We're introducing Google TV. We work with Alexa, Amazon Alexa on voice assistants through our TVs, AirPlay 2, HomeKit. So really, whatever technology that you're most comfortable with, we've built innovative televisions and audio devices to be able to handle your choice. It's really exciting.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are cooking for the rest of the year, Mike, and I hope we get to chat in person soon. Stay tuned to Engadget.com. We've got more news coming. We've got a roundtable with some of our editors talking about what's next and what we really have enjoyed so far at CES. Thanks for joining us, folks, and thanks, Mike.